Hey, that was pretty lucky, I think. I've been hunting around for some pills that I've got to take. I actually really made a fucking bit of a mess. I should make a video about it. I can tell a little bit now. I ran out of a medication I'm supposed to take. Doctor always told me never ever stop this medication abruptly, and I ran out and I couldn't find it. And I thought I'll just keep looking. And a couple of days went by, and I made myself so sick I couldn't get out of bed. I had my neighbour come and bring me food and everything. I was that ill. Luckily, someone else found a strip of what I needed. But anyway, I've just come to this pharmacy now that hasn't been stocked. So it's right on the riverfront, really easy to find. Wasn't cheap, but yeah, better than nothing.
Okay, so before I left Australia, I went to the doctor. Obviously, I've been to the doctor plenty of times, but I got my scripts and things like that, and I just made sure that what I was on was correct, and no, I don't want to deviate from that, of course, right? So, I don't want to tell you all the problems I've got or anything like that, but I was on quite a few tablets, okay? So, I took like a month and a bit's worth over with me. All right, whatever I could grab. You're only allowed 1 month in advance on your PPS script thing, whatever it is. So the chemists weren't going to give me any more anyway, and I thought, that doesn't matter. I will find the places to buy. So I arrived in Thailand, like I said, with about a month's supply of drugs. But I didn't wait. Very early in the piece, I started looking. Now, I'm in Thailand. Thailand has some really big pharmacy chains, like Watson's, like Boots, and there's a few others. And they're big, and they're in big shopping centres normally. They're air conditioned, they're lovely, there's plenty of staff, and they've got plenty of stuff. Now, straight away I went, okay, this is perfect, I'll go and see them. Do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. Like, yeah. This is not being very helpful, is it? Now, the first thing that they did have, though, was Nexium. I'm showing Nexium now, I assume. And if you're on Nexium, you know it's just to stop the gourd of the gastric reflux coming up into your throat all the time. Lots of people take it. I was getting it for the cheap price on the pension in Australia for like $7, I think it was, for a month's worth of thing. Now, just while I'm on that, you've got to be really careful here as well. Even when you do get your medicine, it's not always a month's worth. A lot of the time, it's only 2 weeks. They do 14 days scripts, if you like, but 14 days of issuing. So it can get a little expensive if you don't follow it too closely. You've got to keep an eye on what things cost. Now, a box of Nexium, 14 tablets, was about $25 Australian. I'm just trying to remember back. It was something like that. It was more than $20 anyway. And I went, wow, there must be a cheaper way of doing this. So I asked ChatGTP. I didn't ask it to give me any things. I asked it to write a little note in Khmer for me, asking the pharmacy, is there an alternative to buying Nexium? Not Khmer, in Thai, sorry. So I took my phone into the pharmacy, a random pharmacy, there's plenty around, and showed them the question. And straight away they came back with a box called Miri Acid. I'm assuming I'm showing you that now. It was roughly about, it was less than $1. Less than $1 for a fortnight's worth. So let's go $2 for a month. There's a big difference, huh? So I went, okay, that's a win. Wonder what else I can do that with. All right. Now, getting back to the big chains, the Watsons and the Boots, like I said, they're everywhere, but they're just not very reliable. And the staff are just staff. They're not, there is usually a pharmacist there, but and if there's not, they put a big sign up saying there's no pharmacist, so you can't buy any drugs anyway. And that happened a lot. So I started going to these smaller places, and I'm assuming I'm showing you that now. I'm trying to work out how to edit. I'm not very good at it, okay? But if I'm showing you Some places I've been to, little mum and pop stores they are. They Thailand and Cambodia now, where I am, for that matter, that's the place to go and buy. Now again, you're gonna have to go and ask them. If you use a translation and put it in their language, it makes it heaps easier for them to understand. Although occasionally you walk into one and they speak good English. So you go, oh, that's a bit of a relief. Have you got this? No. Have you got this? No. Now, when you do find what you need, and I've always been able to, I might have to go searching. I might have to go 5, 6, 7 different pharmacies. And over here, when there's a pharmacy at one spot, there's usually a few more close by. So you get to, Russian market in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I couldn't believe it. I think there was like 20 pharmacies in a row, right down. So you just keep going to each one. You got this, you got this, you got this. I thought ordering in advance would be the go, and apparently that can work. That does work sometimes. But I did that with, I think it was Boots. I said, can I order this? And they said, yeah, you have to pay for it up front. I said, okay, so I did. And I said, can you call me when it's here? Yes. So now I got a random call about 4 or 5 days later. It was in Thai. I couldn't understand them. They couldn't understand me. I'm assuming it was them calling me to say, hey, we've got your medicine. So I go in there and I said, I'm here to pick up this. And they said, next Thursday. I said, you told me that last week. Yeah, it's arrived, but it's gone again. Someone else has gone and bought my meds. Coincidence? I guess so, it must be. Now, as I said, I'm in Cambodia now, and I had the exact same problems. It doesn't matter where I go. I've got to find a pharmacy, and I try and buy, as you can see, I try and buy a little bit in bulk when I can. And I've never once, in 12 months of being over here, been asked for a script for anything. You can get just about everything, by the way, without a script. So, look, if you're into some sort of, I don't know, Valium, things like that. What was the other one? Xanax. They're very hard to get in Australia now, and they're good calming drugs, but you can't get them in Australia without psychiatrists writing the scripts and stuff now. So, yeah, and doctors don't like giving it out back home. Here, you can just buy it at the chemist, buy it at the pharmacy, and cheap too. Yeah. So anyway, so I've got my my scripts. I've got about 7 different pills I buy now. It was a bit more in Australia. I've stopped taking the cholesterol lowering one because my cholesterol is perfect. I did a full medical back in Thailand. I can talk about that, I suppose. I went to a place called Be Well Be Well Health Centre, Health Clinic. It was very nice, very, very modern, very good staff, plenty of doctors. They had a dentist there as well, physiotherapist, its own pharmacy. Now, for less than $100 Australian, it might have been a little bit more, might have been 110. I got a full body scan, bloods done, ECG, full physical basically done. The next day I get an email telling me all the things that are right or wrong with me, and the docs come back with your cholesterol's fine. And I hadn't been taking the meds for probably 2 or 3 months, so I've learned to control the cholesterol, which is good. But yeah, the other meds, she allowed me to change type 2 diabetes I have as well, and there's a pill I was taking. I actually can't remember the name of it off the top of my head now, but she switched me to Genumet. I might be showing you a box of it now, and it was really cheap as well. We're going a couple of dollars, $5 or something like that. So all up, my medicines now cost me roughly, I'm going to guess a little bit, $30 tops, $30 a month. Now I reckon I was paying more than that back in Australia, even with the PPS script thing, the cheap pension things. So yeah, I do all right. I do okay. But like I said, you can be patient and you gotta be thorough. You just got to keep going and doing it. Now, the latest pharmacy that I found here in Cambodia, and I've only been in Cambodia now for almost 2 months. It took me a while to find this one. I actually ran out of a medicine that I cannot not take. Doc always told me never stop this medicine. You'll be sick, and boy was I sick. Now, I just couldn't find it. It was just really getting to me. 3 days I went without it. Finally, someone I'd asked had finally come through and found some for me. But I got very sick. It took me about a week to get over the sickness from it. Hey, my fault. I just made a mistake, so I'm just letting you know mistakes can happen. Don't. And that was one that I shouldn't have run out of. I did. I now have a pharmacy that supplies it. I've paid in advance. I've got more coming, and like that one pill's costing me about $10 a month. That's probably the most expensive one there is. Pretty good value, I think. But yeah, the Be Well Medical Centre in Wahin, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, I haven't found one here like that. However, just down the road here, there's a free clinic. If I was really desperate, if I hurt myself, or whatever, need stitches. Now, my neighbour here, he's 76. He had an operation on his ear in Phnom Penh, and he needed the dressing changed, and he didn't really know who to get to do it, whatever. So he went there, and he was told, like I've been told, it's free. You just have to make a donation, if you can afford to. So he went there and asked them to reband, and they did the whole bandage thing and wrapped his head up and did a really good job of it. And he's trying to give them money, and they wouldn't take it, and he had to go and find the donation box and go and put actual money into the donation box. They're very nice here. They're very nice. So that's about it. That's all I've really got to say on the matter. Don't panic. It is really easy to find your meds, and it doesn't matter what you're on. And no point in sending me messages and comments asking, can you get this? Can you get that? I don't know. I'm not going to go and ask for you. That's up to you. But generally, and I had a couple of weird ones that haven't heard of. They don't have. So I've just had to make adjustments, and ChatGTP has been very helpful with giving me suggestions on a few things as well. And anyway, I'm getting by. Hope that helps. See yous.
The Be Well Medical Clinic offers friendly, Western-style primary care for residents, expats and visitors to Hua Hin.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chris Taylor, manager of Be Well. I'd like to welcome you to our Family Healthcare Centre here at Hua Hin.
สวัสดีค่ะมานัสวีเอ็มมานูเอลค่ะผู้อำนวยการ Be Well Medical Center ค่ะ
Our Thai doctors, physiotherapists, dietitian and nurses provide a range of primary care medical services 7 days a week at our new custom-built clinic. For members, we also provide home care in the daytime and emergency calls at night when the clinic is closed. We coordinate with hospitals for patients who require additional tests, specialized treatment or hospital admission. Our medical team is Thai, supported by an advisory committee of retired European doctors. The spacious medical centre has 250 square metres of floor space on 2 levels. The ground floor has 3 medical consulting rooms, 2 rooms for physiotherapy, and 1 general treatment room. There's an in-house laboratory for blood tests and a pharmacy. The second floor is reserved for future expansion. We look forward to welcoming you to our medical clinic. For more information, please take a look at our website.